Hello, Stacy here from Flourish and Flow. I thought I'd land in your inbox or social media feed with a practice offering. And I'm so glad it's September because I'll be in Ithaca at the end of this month on Saturday, September 25th at Hopshire Farm and Brewery in collaboration with local musician Maddie Walsh and local muralist and visual artist Yin Ospina for Women in the Flow, movement, music, and art. It will feature yoga as Maddie performs a hybrid instrumental and lyrical version of her album, The Tunnel Sessions, that she released earlier in the pandemic that really resonated with me, as Yin will be featuring her art and maybe even doing some live painting. Doors open at 10. The event starts at 11. You can sign up via my website, flourishandflow.yoga/events. And you can choose an optional donation of an amount that you choose for the Advocacy Center of Tompkins County, our local agency that provides essential, critical services, crisis and support services for youth and adult survivors of domestic and sexual violence. So I hope to see you there. I'm so excited to be coming back to Ithaca. I'm truly excited and honored to be collaborating with these women. All genders are welcome. This is not a women-only event, but we really are excited and hope to see you there at Hopshire, one of my favorite places. So I come to you from a space called The Canopy in Three Rivers, California, or as we call it locally, 3R. 3R is located in the foothills of Sequoia National Park. So we're in Central California. And in fact, the park entrance is literally about 2 minutes that way. And I moved here with my family last October. And I'm so thrilled to be connected with The Canopy to offer not only local yoga classes, but I'll be using this space to record classes, to offer occasional live Zoom classes. And what I'm most excited about is looking ahead to 2022. This will be our indoor practice space for retreats that I'll be hosting here in Three Rivers and in the park. So if you've ever wanted to experience the ancient sequoia trees and combine it with yoga and other optional activities, then stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. And that said, let's get into the practice. This practice is a shorter practice, about 30 minutes or so. It's one of my go-tos when I need to unplug, when I maybe only have 30 minutes, but when I really need to kind of get back to myself. My intention is to embody spaciousness, to embody release through movement, through breath. I've provided a playlist with some sound healing. And the core intention of this particular practice is to slowly, through the movement, through the breath, through the presence that we bring to this practice, that we start to peel back, not peel off, peel back each layer of the metaphorical onion, because all layers are who we are. But at the core, at the nucleus, as we pull back, and each layer represents, thoughts, behaviors, the way we show up, stories, life experience that has all led to now. It's all that we carry, sometimes burdens that were never ours to carry to begin with. When we peel it all back and we get to the core nucleus of self, what I like to call capital S self, we get to the essence of who we are. And when we connect to self, highest, most authentic self, that is truth. It's love, compassion, and connection. So that my intention is when you step off of the mat, we carry that connection to capital S self with us and operate from that place. So we'll get started in about 30 seconds so that you have time to grab any props, If you want to queue up the playlist, ideally on a separate device, just know that at the end of the practice, as I lead you into Shavasana, our relaxation, I will remain seated and quiet. So that final closing track, if you want, you can adjust to whatever volume is comfortable for you. And then I'll close the practice after being quiet for a few minutes. And if you have anything nearby, I'll suggest that you ritualize the space now, whether that's, sacred incense, Palo Santo, lighting a candle, aromatherapy, anything you have to now switch gears and arrive to the practice. We'll begin seated. Coming into a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. Let's reach fingertips down into the earth beside you and just feel that connection as you tent your hands. Lengthening the spine, lifting the heart, shoulder heads back. And I'll invite you to either close your eyes at this time or find a soft gaze down. Listen for your breath. Go inward. Embody this process of arriving. Arriving as who we are in this moment, all of our parts that we carry with us that have led to now. And as we root down, we invoke the earth element and all of its grounding energy to anchor us in this moment. I would like to invite you to embody the felt sense of your pelvic floor softening and almost like opening. And imagine this invisible pull from your pelvic floor through the base of your spine, all the way up through the crown of the head, where we invoke the ether element. So we bring together earth and sky. And the middle point is the heart space. We'll open up with some mindful breathing, and I'll cue it up and then we'll take a few rounds at our own pace. So maintaining that felt sense of your pelvic floor softening and opening. With each inhale, it's like we're drawing the earth energy up into our body through our heart. We're going all the way up to the top of the crown of the head, where we will pause. And then all of the spacious ether element will breathe down the body. And the inhale will be with mouth open, as if breathing in through a wide straw from the pelvic floor, slowly up through heart, all the way up through forehead space. Hold breath retention, keeping the face relaxed, the shoulders relaxed, the pelvic floor relaxed. And then as you exhale with mouth closed, hollow out the back of your throat and make like a little bit of an audible sound, as if like fogging up a mirror. And then infuse that ether spacious element all the way back down. So again, each inhale is with mouth open, as if breathing in through a wide straw. Hold at the very top, keep the spine long, the heart open, the face relaxed. And when you're ready, close the mouth with audible oceanic-like sound. Exhale, ether spacious energy all the way back down. Through the pelvic floor, we inhale through that wide invisible straw, grounding earth energy into our physical body through our breath. Hold, be a witness, receive, and then exhale, draw in. Let's take about 3 more rounds of this at your own pace. One more. Slowly open your eyes. Notice any shifts. So you slide your hands now onto your knees. And let's bring in some more fluid water energy into the body as we begin to roll from the hips into the side body, through the shoulders, to the neck. Just finding a bit of a cadence or rhythm that feels intuitive. However, whatever pace you want to move out here, just start to roll out. I'm just envisioning almost like you're rolling out dough. We're also just rolling out anything that we might be carrying that feels particularly heavy or tight. And all that we tend to carry and hold, use this practice to also release, to restore, to create some more space, some more length. Let's reverse direction. So whatever flow you've been, or whichever way you've been flowing, just start to move in these circular motions the other way. Anytime you want to exhale through the mouth, if that just feels like an embodiment, another layer of release, feel free. Cleansing breath. Slow it down, come back through center, and just make a nice, easy transition to all fours, tabletop pose, sliding knees back under hips. Let's begin by coming up onto our fingertips. So spider hands, and knees are hip width apart. We're going to take an exaggerated cow pose. So soften the pelvic floor, soften the belly. As the belly drops, the tail lifts. Draw forward and up through heart center. Pause here and just gaze right through forehead center with eyes closed inward or eyes open at a one-pointed detail. Allow your eyes to rest, to take in what you see. And now engage the pelvic floor, squeeze the low belly, begin to round through each vertebrae through this exaggerated cat pose. Spread out across your shoulders and then drop your hips back towards your heels. Maybe they touch. Slide your hands forward. Come into this child's variation. Rock your head side to side. Massage the mind. And we'll do that again 2 more times. Coming forward, up onto fingertips. Soften the pelvic floor and belly. Rise open. Finding your arch. Gaze straight forward with eyes closed or radically open. And squeeze the low belly, engage the pelvic floor as we come into cat, round back, and then release, relaxed energy, child's variation. Rock your head side to side. One more time, coming up onto fingertips. Breathe in to your cow pose. Feel the spaciousness, the openness across the heart space, up through forehead space. Use that third eye as a guide as you round back through heart, tucking chin into chest, stretch out the upper back, and once again, releasing back, child's variation, soft energy, everything relaxed, rocking your head side to side. From here now, we'll come into Anahatasana or puppy pose. Knees can be hip width or wider. Slide your hands forward and come onto your chin or forehead, keeping hips lifted. And just breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. And then releasing. As we come back to our all fours position, find some organic cow and cat. So just start to move again at a pace or cadence, rhythm that feels intuitive. You might even find just variations of movement that show up here, circling out through the hips, through the shoulders, out to the side, or just a more organic cow and cat movement, allowing it to be fluid. As we stay rooted beneath our palms and knees and tops of feet. And then back through neutral, coming into a figure 4, thread the needle, reaching your right arm up, twist open, take in what you see, unless you're practicing with eyes closed, and then slide through. And you can stay on your fingertips of your left hand, maybe reach your hand forward. If you feel any tension or you feel kind of crunched up in the neck, bring your head forward, give the neck some length. And now just breathe into the sensation that you feel in your body. One more breath. And releasing back through all fours. Go ahead and twist back open to complete the cycle. And as our hand lands, downward facing dog, stretch back. Allow it to be organic, any movement, perhaps settling into stillness. As you settle into this first down dog, rooted through the palms, gazing back at feet. As your arms engage and lengthen, relax the neck, relax the face, relax the pelvic floor, invite in soft energy. And then slowly we'll ease back down to puppy pose on the Hatasana, sliding hands forward, coming onto chin or forehead, and just breathing that 360 view around heart space through shoulder blades, across the chest, outward through the rib cage. One more breath. And releasing back through all fours. Again, let's just come through some organic movement, cow and cat. Trust your intuition in how your body wants to move in this moment. Back through center, reaching the left arm up for thread the needle on the other side, twist open. And then send it through, thread through, palm face up, lowering down, choosing where to place your right hand, lengthen through the neck. And releasing back through all fours, twisting back open to complete the cycle, creating like a wingspan in the body and connecting to the earth, downward facing dog, just like someone's gently pulling your hips back. Again, allow in any organic movement that wants to be expressed. Let's take a cleansing breath. You can choose to exhale through the mouth if you'd like. A deep inhale. Soften the pelvic floor, soften the eyes, cheekbones, jaw, forehead, neck. Feel the earth beneath your palms, beneath your feet. Feel the spaciousness of relaxed energy where you feel sort of that soft skin. Coming forward through plank modification, welcome with knees down. We're just going to lower all the way down to the belly. Down to the earth. Create a pillow with your hands, resting for a moment with forehead down. Breathing into your belly, across the waist, into the low back. Feel the front body connection to the earth beneath. Just feel like you were blowing up a balloon. Just inhale deeply into your belly, into the waistband, the low back, outward through the rib cage. One more breath here. Now we're going to slide onto our fingertips for a Cobra Variation, tenting the hands. So your fingers are off the edges of the mat on the floor beside you, creating like cricket wings. Drop your pelvis heavy, engage the legs as we rise up, head and shoulders. Roll your shoulder heads back so you open across the chest. Imagine you're trying to pull yourself forward with your fingertips. Keep the pelvis heavy, the tail rooted. And then release, nice and slow, bring it down. So let's rise up again, opening across the heart, rolling shoulder heads back. And a slow wave of release back down. This time, as we rise up, option to find movement, to roll out one shoulder and then the other. And keep the energy fluid. One more breath, rise up. And release down. Create that pillow with the hands, forehead down. Allow the entire body to become relaxed. And the practice in this moment is breath and its presence, filling up each inhale, belly space, waistband, low back. And slowly emptying out. 2 more breaths. One more. And then pressing back through all fours, back to our downward facing dog, allowing any organic movement to present. From our downward facing dog, nice and slow, begin to lift the right heel, squeeze the back of the right thigh. At the top here, open the hip, keeping the leg long to start. Press into both hands, keeping them rooted. Try not to collapse in your left shoulder. Bend the knee and just start to circle out, slow and curious. And then lengthen back, bring your hips square as you draw your knee forward, gazing forward to step the right foot to the right hand, however it arrives. And just pausing here, you can use blocks, of course, otherwise up on fingertips, the shin of your right leg just coming straight forward as the back left heel, so on the ball of the back foot, is equally energizing back. Now just see if you can breathe right into the front of your left hip. And then easing the knee down. Reaching hands back by the hips to start. Begin to lead with the heart lifting up and then reaching arms up and overhead. Anjaneyasana, deep, generous inhale. Cactus the arms, exhale out the mouth. We'll swing the arms forward this time, up and over, generous inhale. Cactus the arms. One more time. Now reaching straight out, creating these wings. Turn to face over your right shoulder. Staying here, drop your back hand to your low back or down the back thigh, and reaching the left arm up and over. Drop your hips. Staying rooted in the front foot. You can gaze up or over the right shoulder for one more breath. Cartwheeling hands down. Sliding back, child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. Hands slide forward. Option to rock your head side to side. Or to drop into stillness. And then sliding back forward through all fours, downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Reaching your left leg slowly at the top, keeping the leg straight to start. Open the hip and then bend the knee and just roll out. Stay curious, intentional with your movement. Slow it down. Lengthen the leg, square off. And as you bring the knee forward, gazing forward, stepping the left foot to the left thumb, easing in, steady eyes. Feel your breath in the front right hip. And gently tap that back knee down to begin. Hands stretch back by the hips, lead with the heart. Generous inhale, Anjaneyasana. Cactus the arms. Swing forward and up. And let it go. One more time. From here, as we release down, arms wide like wings. Turn to face over your left shoulder. Staying here, or reverse the arms. Gazing up or over the left shoulder. And now we'll bring our hands down. This time, as we slide the left knee back, hero's pose, sitting back on your heels. Hands rest on the thighs. And then palms face up as if you were carrying a tray, keeping spine long. Once again, we revisit the felt sense of our pelvic floor, softening and opening that invisible pole through the crown of the head. We'll come back to that inhale through the mouth through the wide straw, holding at the top, and then with an audible oceanic warrior breath through the nose with mouth closed. And we'll move with our hands. So from the grounding earth floor, draw up through that wide invisible straw as the palms lift up. Hold at the top, turn your palms to face down. Embody spacious ether energy into the body, all the way back down through the pelvic floor. 3 more times. And once more. Eyes relaxed, face relaxed, pelvic floor relaxed. Hands drop back down to your lap. Just be a witness, notice any shifts. This moment with this next breath, your presence, all parts of you. Here and now. From here, rolling over, we're going to prepare to lay back for constructive rest. Coming onto your back. So I'll guide you into it, but I'm going to bring myself back up into a seated position to guide this closing phase of our practice. We'll begin in constructive rest, walking your feet out to the edges of your mat, resting your knees together, unless it feels better to keep them apart. And what I'd like you to do is create a triangle with your hands. So thumb tips touch, pointer finger touch. Rest that triangle shape on your belly so that your thumb tips connect right at your navel. Your fingertips all point down to root. Closing the eyes, feeling at ease as we now move into visualization. Choosing whatever breathing feels intuitive.
I'll invite you to bring to mind's eye this shape of triangle pointing down to your root connected at navel, and envision this nucleus of self, capital S self, present here and now. How does this connection feel? And as we continue to breathe expansively with each inhale and kind of drawing in with each exhale, I'd like you to envision that nucleus starting as the size of a pearl right in the center of your triangle. And now with each inhale, and you can choose if you're breathing in and out of the nose, if you're breathing in and out of the mouth, or some variation thereof. As you inhale, envision that pearl becoming expansive in its shape, permeating through every cell, every fiber of your being. And then as you exhale, draw back in, keep your pelvic floor soft and open, bring it back to the shape of a pearl in your mind's eye and hold it at the bottom of your exhale, relaxing the pelvic floor. We'll take 3 more rounds of this visualization with breath, envisioning your pearl become expansive, feeling it widen into an infinite circle within with each inhale, drawing it back into that pearl-sized shape of core self as you empty out and hold at the bottom of your exhale. 3 rounds of breath. One more round. Planting the seed of carrying this pearl with you. As we now move into our final phase of Shavasana, our relaxation. Any shape you wish to take, any final closing postures. You want to gently twist to each side, happy baby, or give your knees a hug it in really tight. Thank yourself for being present with this practice, the intention that you brought. As we now move into Shavasana, as you find your final resting shape, just notice the rootedness of your back body being held by the earth. And just envision the space immediately around your physical body, the ether element casting this spacious light of restoration, effortlessly receiving. And we'll remain here for a couple of more minutes. We arrive back into the physical body. Stretch your arms up overhead. Stretch your toes out long and take a yawn-like stretch of breath into your body. Drawing knees into the chest, rolling over to your left side, and pause here quietly for a moment. Embodying all that fetus represents, curled up peacefully, safe. A clean slate, a blank canvas, the start of something new. And then from here, coming up to a cross-legged seat, full circle, just as we began the practice, reaching fingertips down back into the earth. Feel the presence of self, connection to self, truth, love, compassion. Take it with you. Be well.